I'm Pedro Moreno Da Fonseca. I'm a lifelong learning specialist at the ILO headquarters in Geneva.
Can we talk about the future of microcredentials and lifelong learning?
Sure, let's do it.
So what do you see as the future of microcredentials and lifelong learning?
The future depends a lot on what key stakeholders do to promote, to guarantee the quality of microcredentials and their utility. So when we talk about the future, we're talking about something very broad, obviously. I mean, microcredentials hold an enormous potential. So they are capable of promoting adaptability of individuals to current challenges, which are linked to the fast pace of changes brought by digital and green transformation. So they potentially can increase employability and updatedness of skills of people to adjust to this changing reality of workplaces. Now, what the future brings depends a lot on the ecosystem that surrounds these micro-credentials. So for one thing, we need to have awareness about their existence. We need to have uptake regarding the micro-credentials. We need, of course, to guarantee the quality of the learning which is associated with these micro-credentials. And we need to have, let's say, extended cooperation between key stakeholders to guarantee that they have the appropriate quality, that they're used correctly, that we are putting together also what is offered privately with what is offered publicly. In potential, they could allow individuals to shape in a very flexible manner their career pathways. So it has been discussed in this conference, for example, that individuals can have a diversified portfolio in which they have several types of credentials. Some are, let's say, macro, some are micro, and they can be combined to create a presentation of self, which is more interesting for certain sections of the labor market, for example. We can also conceive of career design that is based on a strategic calculus by the individuals to access certain occupations, which can be in fact base occupations. But then again, we hit again another issue, which is the fact that individuals need to be able to also have the right knowledge, the right skills to understand these these credentials, how they can be used, how they can be combined with, for example, formal vocational education and training, etc., so that they can achieve their objectives. So therefore, for example, things like career guidance are extraordinarily important to support people, and especially the most vulnerable, who can benefit highly from access to quality learning associated with these credentials. I would also mention, of course, this is a bit of a bird's eye view, but I would also mention, of course, the reality for enterprises. I think that inside of enterprises, there is a lot of potential to use micro-credentials, and they are being used currently to improve the development of human resources. They can assist on staff planning, on career development inside of enterprises. They can help enterprises adjust. Again, the whole issue is if we have human resource practices, human resource management practices, which can in fact hone the potential of micro-credentials and can also understand how they can be connected to other processes offered by, for example, public authorities to upskill and reskill their staff. I think that still thinking about the future, I think that there is a great interest, for example, to link up this development and this individually oriented type of processes to the development of blockchain technology, for example. This whole conversation around individual portfolios, flexible presentation of self, flexible career planning, all that acquires much more strength if it's linked to these digital empowered systems that can guarantee ownership of personal information, flexibility in the recomposition of this personal information, and transmissibility in the labor market and across actors, intermediaries that can support individuals in their journey. Again, this requires also, let's say, background reforms in many cases, so that you have strong cooperation between ministerial actors, between also partners at local level that can assist implementation of skills policies and create the right connectivity in between the right actors, so that, let's say, these flexible pathways can be enabled. So in a way, the micro-credentials is not a discussion in itself. It's a much wider discussion that entangles into the discussion around lifelong learning. And therefore, the theme in this conference, this summit that we've been having.